Good afternoon, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life. Got some storms rolling in, I think. Don't know if it's going to be too stormy, but got a light breeze. Thought I'd sit outside and do another video, but don't know what to talk about. So anybody that's got anything, what's in your mind? Richard Anthony Coleman, Frank Campbell, Ren Tyree, how's everybody doing? Dean Yosef, how you doing, brother? Anybody feels like coming on, feel free to send an invite or a request or whatever. But just wanted to get on and exchange some ideas and thoughts and hopefully pass on some knowledge. Try to help people learn how to be keepers of knowledge. Empty your minds out with all that fear and fill it with the knowledge that we're supposed to have, instead of all the convenience, all the profit, stuff like that, the stuff that's not important, the things that aren't free, the things that are going to cost you. He freely gave, and we're supposed to share, be prosperous and abundant, and freely give. And yet we're charging everybody. Why do you charge them? You got involved in the commercial system for free. You did it voluntarily, under a belief. Granted, it's not your fault. You're blameless. But there's solutions out there today, and people keep putting them out. And you know, the only solution I see, and I've stated here a few times lately, it says Genesis 17, verse 1, I am Almighty God. Follow me and be blameless. So what's the deal with these accusations and being guilty or not guilty or innocent? I'm told that if I follow my Almighty God, I'm blameless. So let's clarify this shit. Is this accusation going to cost me? You're obviously charging me. Why is it going to cost me in this realm where everything is freely given? Why are you going to charge me something that you can get freely? Why are you taking it from me when it's already given? Things just don't make sense sometimes. And so I ask, prove all things, for you know not what you do. And I shall not perish for lack of knowledge. I'm going to find out. And see, so when you get involved in this stuff, it started for free. And now that you're involved, now it's costing you. I'll explain something about Canada. Canada used to use the IMF. I don't know that they do anymore. I think they have resourced to a private banking institution and do private offshore banking. And when they cut their contract with the IMF, did it cost them? Not anymore. When they cut their contract with the IMF, it quit costing them. They learned how to do their own finances. They became sovereign in that aspect. And that's what we all need to do. We all need to start learning how to do our own ledgering. And then there's only one ledger. And it's your ledger. And you can put dollar signs on it if you want. Or you can put nouns in there for people as an identifier for somebody that's familiar, or places in meets and bounds. What is a ledger? Ledger's a record. A ledger's the flat stone that they put over your grave before they put the tombstone on top of it and put that all caps name up on that motherfucker again. And so we have to understand everything we do, if we take it at a cost, it's only because we're willing to. In the meantime, if you're tired of taking things at a cost, there are things you can do little by little. You don't have to stop everything like I did and just say, fuck you. I realized everything stemmed from the banking. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not independently set up to do my own private banking yet. And until that day, I'm not going to do any banking. Murphy, get up here. Now. And the whole reason for that is because that's handing my financial transactions over to somebody else. That's assigning somebody else the powers to do the accounting. Now, when it comes to the powers of accounting, that includes powers of attorney. Now, granted, it only extends to the attorneying of the accounting, but that's what they're attorneying. They're not attorneying your medical situation, but they're attorneying the accounting of the medical situation. Understand this stuff, people. That's what costs you. You got a government, and in order to institute a government, it's going to cost you. If you are not subject to governing, and you govern yourself appropriately, then it doesn't cost you a dime, because you understand, you're cognizant that everything is already freely given, and all it takes is your own capabilities to be responsible for what is given freely. See that word in Genesis 26 through 28, where he talks about going forth and prospering and being abundant. When we break that English term down, we find out that it's a person, place, or thing. Bund is the original word for bound, or bind, or bond. An ant, if you think of it in the terms of a timeline thing, which is what suffixes and prefixes are, they're putting conditions on, a mathematical condition on the word, saying it's either an action that's occurring, has occurred, or will occur on either end. And when we think of the ant, it's an action that has already occurred. It's antecedent. And so when we think about this term abundant, we think about something that is already bonded. And I'm already bonded. Like I said, I am Almighty God. Follow me and be blameless. I am bonded to being blameless. And I shall continue to follow that. And so when somebody points their finger and says, you did this or you did that, I'm going to question it. Because I'm told I'm blameless. And if somebody else is telling me I'm to blame, or that I'm being charged, or that I'm being accused, I want clarification. And if you can't give me clarification of where the blame lies, who's lying? Me? For believing that since I've been told I'm blameless, it's, so long as I do is what I'm supposed to. In righteousness. In all fair and impartiality. Then what have I done wrong? What have I done that's not correct? And so I need people to think about this stuff. Like I said in my video last night, it's lonely here. But if you do these things step by step, homeschooling, you don't have to take them completely out of school. You can keep letting them be educated through the public education system, because it's a good way to show them what is different between the public education system and reality. If you then ask them and question them about what they're being taught in school and look over their paperwork, take the time. It's important. It's costing you. And not only is it costing you, it's costing them. We pay for our father's sins. Get over here. Now. Come on. And so we have to be aware of that and understand that that's one of the ways it's costing us as well as the future generations. And see, that's what all this commerce is dependent upon, because every last bit of it is based on a promise to pay, rather than a fair exchange to begin with. So we really have to think about this stuff and understand where the true cost comes from. It comes from your acceptance of a convenience, of not having to deal with what is really a fair exchange. Many people already know that the Federal Reserve notes have no value. Then why are you still using them? Why have we not learned how to write our own drafts to access that supposed exemption account? Well, because there is no real way to do it. Because it's all false. And it's done for the advantage of certain people. And those certain people are the ones that are writing the laws that you keep believing in. You want to keep believing in HJR 192, then keep believing in it. I believe I'm blameless, no matter whether there's an HJR 192 or not. That's surplusage. That's something that was added, sir, which is an addition, plusage, which is an addition, age, which means a timeline, means it's already aged, it's already happened, and they've already added something twice. Double speak. Surplusage. Look up etymology, the origin of sir, etymologically. Sir itself stands for an addition. And then we see the word plus, which means addition. So now we have a term that says addition, addition, old. That don't sound right to this hillbilly, motherfuckers. And that's what I need you people to do. Etiology, E-T-I-O-L-O-G-Y. Etymology, E-T-Y-M-O-L-O-G-Y. And epistemology, E-P-I-S-T-E-M-O-L-O-G-Y. Root cause, root words, and root knowledge. And this will resolve all of the issues. Because then all you got to do is point out the root truth. Plain and simple. Anyway, I just wanted to get on real quick. Impress upon you guys, I need your help. But the only way I'm going to get it is if you help yourself. You got to help yourself first in order to help your brothers. And that's why, I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for you and myself. But myself only comes secondary because I got to be able to be a keeper of knowledge and then pass it on. That's my capability and then my responsibility. I spoke about this the other day, last week in a video down by the river. What's your capabilities in respect to your responsibilities? Everybody thinks they've got responsibilities first. Your responsibilities are dependent upon your capabilities. And you have to be able, you have to be capable of taking things into your own hands first. And that means you have to then be able, and that's a cognizant thing. That's a realization thing. And then you have to take responsibility, and that's a physical thing. That's an action thing. And so we have to think about these intangible concepts in learning for ourselves and how to help others learn for themselves. So, again, I hope you guys understand this. I do this purely out of love because I just got to thinking, you know, I did a video last year about homeless, the term homeless. You know, we look at all these boxes. These are all boxes. We even travel in boxes. We enclose ourselves, we jurisdictionalize ourselves in fiction. And they call that a home. They call that singularly a home. This is my home. Everything is my home. I gotta go find my dog now. There he is. So, think about that stuff, people, and that's how important it is. See, when you're thinking about your utility bill, it's not just your utility bill. It's everybody's utility bill. And the more you research and learn for yourself and help affect the change to correct this stuff, the more other people will realize the same thing. And that they have to do it for everybody. Can't do it for your own selfish reasons. So remember, I am Almighty God. So long as you follow me, you shall be blameless. Get out of there. Come on. And one thing you can blame me for is doing what I'm doing now. That's all I know anymore. Truth. Truth. So anyway, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. God bless y'all. I love you. God bless. Bye.